Hey guys, Chaps here, and welcome back to Shifting Gears. Today we'll be discussing various aspects of the Gears 4 campaign. This is just part 3 of 4 for the campaign discussion. Check out the description for the links to the other videos as they become available. I'll also have the full 2-ish hour video available later this week. As always, I have the guest profiles and a write-up of my personal views linked below. Thanks for watching, and let's pick back up where we left off last time. I don't know, do we want to go chapter by chapter?
I have a couple issues with.
I kind of went act by act, but.
Let me get my notes out.
Yeah, so let's see. So we start with prologue. Anything else to bring up on prologue? All right. So we get into the DB base. We're going in. We get the fabricator.
I really don't. I don't like those early levels. They're really boring to me. Just in terms of like going from point A to point B, gameplay wise, and also just the way they look. It's an empty city that's like.
Oh, and then the cringy hospital part. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to. It's hard for me to say anything about it because of that stupid Iron Man co-op achievement. I played the beginning, like 2/3 of the game, so many times that like it all seems boring and repetitive to me now. We'll discuss that more later, but it's hard for me to comment on that.
Like it's spotless.
I mean, it's a construction zone, right?
It's supposed to be.
I know it's supposed to be, but why would you pick that as your aesthetic to just like have you play through this place that's never like been used or anything? It just feels really kind of lame. Yeah, I wish that that it had been like an abandoned city. or something.
What it should have been is like so the COG set up this settlement and maybe a wind flare destroyed it or something, so it's going under like a reconstruction era or something. So you have the combination of like eliminated and construction happening, but also a bunch of remnants of like this is what has happened in the past.
I had I felt like they should have had it should have been a like occupied settlement, and their initial goal was to just like sneak in and steal some supplies and sneak out. And then when they found out that it's
JD Phoenix,
yeah. When they find out that it's empty, then they're like, oh, we can steal this fabricator. If you absolutely have to have that fucking fabricator in the game, then they can be like, oh, let's steal this fabricator. Then when they find out after, but I mean, that way you have like, you can see, I don't know, places where they've built outside of or like they've built up in different ways than obviously the way it was laid out. You have like ramshackle huts that you can dig through and like evidence of people living here.
Yeah.
Instead of just this like empty.
No, this was a settlement in progress.
Settlement. It's just really a lame choice.
Yeah.
In terms of the gameplay, I felt.
I thought it was pretty.
I thought it was interesting seeing you got to sort of see what the COG's currently doing to build up one of their settlements. You don't really get much of a history lesson of what's happened over the past years, but you get to see like, oh, so this is where the COG is now. I thought it was kind of interesting from that perspective.
Gameplay wise, I think they missed an opportunity of like, because they're talking about stealth, like, but there should be a way that you could actually skip encounters if you use stealth. But no, it's like every time you go to the certain point, you get spotted.
Yeah, then you get
to a certain point, you get spotted. There's like a way that you could go at least to like the entrance to the Citadel, or I don't know, the
big tower thing.
Yeah.
The tower and stuff like that. Like if you can get all the way to that without
get the fabricator, and then they're alerted once you pick up the fabricator, essentially.
Yeah.
So that would
I mean, I'll say like you get alerted. They get alerted like once you're like outside the tower, so you have that one. Okay. That one thing. But I think that would be cool.
So let's see. We leave the city and go to the outsider fort as a defense thing.
I got some issues with that.
Why? Was it too hard? The checkpoints were spaced out too poorly? You died too many times?
Those checkpoints were spaced out. I didn't die, you died.
It just took too long.
Sure.
That's the actual event.
Talking about the defense portion?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are annoying.
I mean, was it really? It was annoying on inconceivable and insane.
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't even insane. It was inconceivable. It was supposed to be annoying there. Was it really hard? So, Jess, we did co-op Iron Man on hardcore so many times.
I know.
Did we ever fail that segment?
Yes.
No. not on hardcore.
Really?
Yeah, we never failed it on hardcore. So
I
that
thought we did once or twice.
no, it's like I hate that segment because of Inconceivable. But really, the first time playing through, or any time after that, I mean, it's kind of just another segment. It wasn't that
Okay, fine,
bad.
it was another segment, but I still don't like, and this goes for the last defense segment either, or two. I don't understand their checkpoints. Like, so you kill 5 guys, checkpoint, and then you have to kill like 1 million guys, checkpoint. I don't get that part.
They were kind of spaced, strangely.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's not attack them all at once. Let's go in a couple of times. But first, let's send in the trackers, and then at the very last, then the Guardian Sentinels.
Yeah, and it's also I like in that part you can
That's game
actually
design, though. That's yeah.
You can kill the Sentinels so quickly on that part that like another wave of Sentinels will come while the checkpoint is triggered and the cutscene starts, so you can hear them talking and like more Sentinels are coming in. It's really weird.
Hey, when can we talk about how dumb your bot companion was?
The next under the mechanics section.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to check.
Yeah, you've got the list of topics. Jeez.
God, I don't
All right,
We had a bot companion.
Yeah, the AI.
AI bot, not robot.
Not Jack. Jack.
All right, so we
We had
leave
an AI bot.
Let's have a
What?
moment of silence.
AI, you know,
You know, Dell, if I
Dell,
was Kate.
Kate.
Oh. I was like, was it really that forgettable? Like, any like Jack
You-
ripped
you-
this forward.
You had a
It's
pack
like,
mule following you around everywhere. No, all
really-
right.
He was
Oh,
just
that would
invisible
be
the whole
cool.
time.
So we leave the settlement.
Like Knight Rider.
We leave the settlement, and what that is, we're heading to Marcus's place, right?
Yes.
We get in, see Marcus.
You don't. Oh well, even before that, you don't even you don't know like the fate of Anya, and then
Yeah.
it's like an Easter. Like it's like an Easter egg. It's like a little hidden thing that you could go to her grave, and not like in the cutscene itself.
There is some discussion saying like, Marcus, is this all yours? And he's like, no, it's my late wife's family's estate or something.
Yeah.
So really, if you didn't know stuff beforehand, that's the only really signal that Anya had died.
Right.
But
Yeah, I don't appreciate that.
I mean, I think it's fine. It's not getting caught up on the old characters. It's a really
Yeah.
quick
You
nod.
can't have it both
I
ways.
don't-
I think it's leaving mystery just for the sake of leaving mystery.
But I mean, I'm not sure what the alternative would be. I don't want to have like this. I don't want the story to stop while we have this moment of silence for Anya. I mean,
And they do
I'm
have
sad that she's gone, but
they do have that though, but as like that
Yeah,
alternative.
It could have been like
And then it adds
could have been like
different
him at the
dialogue
grave
later
and
down the
stuff
line.
like that. And then Kate would be like, "What happened to her?" And then he just says, "What happened?" And that's it. Then
She
it's
got
like,
shot.
We know.
She's gone. Let's see. So we're on our way out. We
Marcus chainsaws Jinbot like that.
yeah, we're on our way out. There is a giant vulture that crashes, or not vulture. It's whatever the plane is before the
Yeah, it's a
vulture.
vulture.
Condor.
Condor. The Condor crashes.
Well, no, the condors. Oh, you're talking about before the.
Yeah. So the Condor crashes. You continue on.
All right, if wind flares are such a like common occurrence that they have a name now and everybody knows when one's coming in, how have all these like dinky wooden buildings not been completely destroyed
Right.
already?
Because it
And,
will
like,
hold.
And like, how does he like?
Schwartz,
obviously,
it will hold.
He was able to grow tomatoes in that
Where did he get that
greenhouse.
confidence that this?
Don't
wooden
worry,
building would
Schwartz,
hold?
it will hold.
Already-
That was good wood.
Giggity.
It
Was
was
it good glass too with that greenhouse? He was able to grow tomatoes
Yeah.
Yeah.
to the fact that there were tomatoes there long enough for there not to have been a wind flare.
Let's see. So we continue. There's the stupid kestrel fights or whatever. We get to the first part where you split up. That part was kind of
left.
it was kind of annoying to play. Yeah, I always go left. I make these other
Right.
I make Jess and Schwartz go to the right because I hate that.
I don't like that when you do the fork thing and the first one to go on the right, you're like standing right in the middle and this like
You're
what is
getting
it
shot
called?
at instantly.
you're getting shot at. Like if you don't go straight to that cover, you're done.
That's why I make you guys go to the right. Because I hate
God.
that. But no, that is so I did like some of the mechanics on that part of like
Having to destroy the stuff and open doors.
Yeah, like shooting across to the other side. It was one of those fighting segments where you're right there, you can see each other, but you can shoot.
I mean, it's just like any other, like in Gears 1.
Yeah, no, I guess this is just an example of they did it well, I think, in this game. Or in
Yeah, in a lot of the other and especially in Gears 1, whenever you split up, it's like, oh, we don't know where this is going to go, so let's like split up, and then they always end up back together. There was no real reason. You could have both gone one direction and gotten.
Yeah, I guess there wasn't really a reason to split up here, but
well, I mean, it did help. Like you ended up being able to let each other through your like the blockades, which I think is a good way to handle that, because you can't say.
Could you imagine doing that solo without AI bots? So you have to go up the left side, shoot the door for the right, then go back and go up the right side, shoot the door for the left. Oh man,
you don't need to do that.
Oh no, I guess you just continue going up the right.
Well,
I'm saying what if solo?
Up the left, like the AIs will like shoot it for you.
That's what I was saying. What if solo?
What if?
And the AI didn't do it. All right, but you continue there. You go through the first wind flare segment, which is the dumbest thing in the game. First time through, I found out you can hug the right wall and just go through it without getting hit. Then you ride the bikes. Jess, your favorite part of the campaign.
Dude, the bikes.
Actually, Schwartz, you had fun with that too.
Well, I mean, it's not the fact that it's. I mean, it was annoying when I died the first few times, but I was able to figure it out. I just think that it's like not nearly the coolest on rails segment.
And it's glitchy. It's really glitchy. There were times where I was floating. My gun was floating in the air, and my bike and body were gone.
Do you remember when I didn't even get on the bike? I was standing at the
yeah, you were standing at spawn.
Standing in the open.
Bye guys.
And the fight at the very end is just dumb.
So then
the engine core.
Engine
core.
Coalition. I wanted to strangle one of you guys. Whoever came up with engine core. God, that was dumb.
Shoot the engine core. Oh, you mean like where like the engines are on the wings?
No, the engine core is separate from the engines. Everybody knows
obviously.
But they could have easily shoot the bomb in the back of the thing. Like
yeah.
There was any number of different choices they could have picked except for engine core.
Yeah, I feel like that segment was not put together very well.
Hold up.
Uh-oh. Got Mama Schwartz yelling.
I'm on the phone, Mom.
All right.
Sorry about that.
I'm on the phone, Mom.
I'm on the phone, Mom.
Make love. All right. So let's see. We do the vulture, then we go to that almost midnight section.
With the vulture part, that was the first time that Dell will become like the encyclopedia, and we'll just start naming stuff like this is this, this is that, this is this.
Yeah.
I do appreciate them not just having people know the names of stuff randomly, but the way they do some of it is really dumb.
Yeah, the way they did it was dumb, but at least it was consistent, and they had something in there to be like, hey, we're going to name this.
Yeah.
Right.
Alright, so then you go to the almost midnight chapter where it was funny because you kind of just walk through an entire chapter and don't fire your gun. Marcus gets taken. You're introduced to the juvies. You fight your way through all of that. You pick up Memento Mori if you want. You don't have to. Oh, actually, in that section is the museum, which I thought it was cool. The museum segment sort of sucked to defend depending on how you did it on higher difficulties, but the museum itself had some cool pictures and displays and stuff with some cool lore type things in there. I like that.
I'm sure Sid like that.
Yeah. You continue fighting. You go across the bridge, go upstairs, fight your way across with the snipers. Jess, I know you had fun sniping those snipers.
I did. Are you making fun of me?
Yeah.
I have fun.
I am. Yeah, then you go down and rock, paper, scissors to see who goes down first, and you are down underground. Sort of underground. Fight your way through the catacombs. I thought that was kind of an interesting visual there, just the whole underground section.
I thought it was cool looking.
Yeah. wasn't as cool as I think Gears 1 being down in the hollow. I thought that was I thought that was cooler, but it was a nice change of pace of things.
Yeah, I mean,
by the way, I'm just going
all functional, and it was all. I mean, it was cool enough, but none of it like blew me away. There wasn't a Gears 2 inside the Riftworm.
I mean, it's just another. Here's another room.
This is freaking
cool.
There's just room after room after room.
But there were mechanics similar to that later in the game. Well, but kind of reminded me of it.
It did, yeah.
But it wasn't as good, like you said.
Yeah, the chains and it did, because it sort of felt like they'd done that. And also, I feel like Gears 2, because right after the Riftworm part, you're at New Hope, which I think is also really freaking cool.
Oh yeah.
They need to like channel Gears 2 more.
Gears 2 was fantastic.
I love the next.
Fantastic.
So the New Hope facility was awesome, as if they like built up on it on Gears 3.
Yeah.
I know they just abandoned it. That's one of the problems I have with Gears 3.
But they did bring Niles back for Gears.
They brought Niles back
for Easter egg. All right.
In a random place though. It's just like
that was random.
Hey, look.
I'm
There's
watching
that face
you.
of that character that you vaguely may remember from 3 games ago.
Yeah. So I'm going through this whole campaign really quick in my head. Just stop me if there's a segment you want to talk about. But so we get through that whole crypt area, go down.
The fight with the pouncers and the fucking juvies in
Schwartz
that like
loves that
circular
part.
room.
In the circle room?
I hate that with a passion.
How many times do we do that, chaps?
Jess has died more times than I can count on that
I
part.
love how you always have to say that.
No, like I swear this part alone, she died more times in this room than like the entire rest of Inconceivable.
Until I actually figured out what I needed to do, he told me to run in circles.
Yeah.
Trying to do it on, but even if you're like if you're on Inconceivable, even that doesn't help because the juvies have like a 7-foot reach. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Although Schwartz and I also had fun because his Inconceivable run I did on hardcore, so we were not able to get Memento Mori. So when the Pouncer came down, we didn't use it on that. So that
Why'd you do hardcore?
We were going for the No Lancer, No Nasher achievement at the same time. So that was fun, having combination of all that stuff.
Oh yeah, that was a
that was a fun run.
Well, that didn't count for him, and I helped him with. I was on casual. He was on Inconceivable. That was still not fun.
But
and then it didn't count again.
So you go down, you drop through the thing there. You're underground at that point, right?
I like the level design in that area. I think it looks cool.
Was that where you split up and you had one person go up high with the torque bows and the other person down low? There was some cool like zigzag thing. I guess it's pretty standard Gears split up segments.
Yeah, that was like the Gears 1 or Gears 2 split up. In the
it was
hollow.
it was like a Gears 1 split up in the hollow where
it wasn't necessary.
The bridges kept crossing over each other and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's see.
I think they should have spent more time in that like area, not in that specific area, but in that kind of like design.
Definitely.
That would have been cool.
So you continue through there, and then you get to the lift, and you take the lift down, and you have that defense segment.
I hate that defense segment.
The defense segment wasn't bad the first time.
It was easy though.
And
it's
then
easy, but it's
if
boring.
you figure out how to do it, then you don't even have to fire your gun.
Yeah, and then you realize that the sentries are OP, and you can just crisscross them in that room and sit there. Oh my god, that was so easy.
Put a fence right by the window. GVs pop in, they get caught in that. They don't need to.
I would have liked maybe a future achievement coalition do that segment without any fortifications on Insane.
No.
I think removing sentries from that part would have made that part a lot better.
For some reason, I like remember fighting a carrier my first playthrough on that, but then like I never saw it again. Though I remember. Like,
maybe you're just thinking of like flashbacks to Horde on Lift.
Yeah, I don't think you're right.
Did you dream it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
maybe
it was
dreaming.
probably Lift. Yeah.
I wish you had to do more. It would be cool if you had to do more to like keep the lift going. Like if you had to like rush around and like put out fires
and
so
keep
wheels.
Yeah, you got to keep spinning those wheels, man.
Oh my god!
Gotta cool the engine
Because
down.
Dell is an amazing freaking engineer and knows how to work this.
So one of my gripes is right at the end of that segment, stuff fails. Yeah, you fall like 20 stories in this thing, and then it stops suddenly, and it's like, really? You just had these guys essentially do the same thing as if they jumped out a 20-story window, and they're fine? Okay.
Saren bones are built strong.
But anyway, so now
if they're laying flat, it's just like an elevator falling.
They weren't.
Yeah. It's like an elevator falling.
Yeah.
Their knees
So-
should be in their chest.
You're underground. You continue. You're introduced to that segment where the Scions come in for the first time, and they're like, I thought that was a cool way to introduce the Scions because they bust through the wall right in front of you, and
Surprise, motherfucker.
Hey, it's a Scion! I'm sorry, what?
no, but
What? They're cyaning.
I thought it was cool because it's like it's right there in your face. It's not something that comes in the distance and you have time to study it or whatever. It busts
You
through
have
the
to deal with
wall.
this now.
It's like, oh my god, I
Kool-Aid.
need to run. Yeah, they went full
Especially
Kool-Aid.
when you're the second player, like Kate, and you're standing right in front of him. That's another thing. Just saying.
Yeah.
Hi.
Friend?
Oh god, when we were going through the stuff escaping Marcus's earlier, I forgot to mention what Schwartz had brought up earlier. The tomatoes. It was such a fantastic Easter egg cutscene type thing of Marcus yelling about his tomatoes. Anyways, I forgot. I just remembered that because I like to throw tomato things at that Scion.
Oh, yeah,
All
that's
right.
right.
Anyways, you continue. You fight a Snatcher. Actually, before you fight the Snatcher, you find a loader, and you have to take the loader
To
through
me,
some
that
stuff.
whole like segment before you get to Marcus, it feels a little long. Some
Yeah,
of those rooms I feel could have gotten cut and still been.
the
it'd been more,
loader
like,
segments to
snappier.
me felt like they were kind of pointless. It's like they put the loader in there for the point of having the loader in there, and they had two of them like back to back. That was weird. But you rescue Marcus.
Yeah, you could have done more with the. I mean, all it does is clear the way. And if you're like second player
Just
and
put
some
a
asshole
rusty
always
old
takes the
silverback
loader,
in there for no apparent reason. I would have liked that a lot better.
Second player did nothing. First player
Yeah,
hopped in it and
so-
just mowed people down.
yeah. So if you're second player, it just feels like, oh, I'm walking through this room.
It's
I've
kind
got
of an
some
afterthought.
duties that you let get by.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jeez.
Scrub. That's why we don't
Um.
let you do the loader anymore.
All right. So you, right before you rescue Marcus, you're fighting that Snatcher. I thought that was kind of a nice little mini boss fight because it's a pretty confined area.
That's the way to do it, though. Like it has like columns in the room. You're able to go around and kind of like
Yeah.
outflank the thing. You're not just in a space. With
And
it.
the
Fight it.
weapons end up falling from the ceiling eventually, give you some more firepower. I thought that
Wait,
was,
they did?
yeah, boom shots
Dude.
and drop shots fell from the ceiling.
in pods
Really?
or like the snot bubble.
Yeah, I found that out.
Holy shit!
I found that out after quite a
Now
few
you know.
I was
playthroughs.
using my Lancer, like the whole time I used my Lancer, like my first
Yeah.
playthrough. Inconceivable, I just Memento Mori. You're dead.
Yep. Which, by the way, for anyone watching this video, I found out after our Inconceivable run that a melee with Memento Mori counts as a one-hit kill. So, like,
That is the most OP Easter
so
egg
like
in the
you
history
don't
of
only have those
Right?
14 shots or whatever it was.
I mean,
you
it's
can
Scarab.
you can just go
No,
melee
it's Scarab
stuff.
Gun.
Scarab gun was
The
pretty
scarab
OP.
gun you can kill yourself with.
Yeah.
Memento Mori you can
So-
kill your teammates with.
You can, yeah. You can be a dick with it, but there's no like,
Yeah.
Yes,
there's
chaps,
no
you can be a
danger
dick
of hurting
with it.
yourself.
Um,
Chaps can be a dick
Huh.
with anything. Though.
So you can just melee the. I don't know. I was gonna say like the carrier.
Do it. Don't be a
all
punk.
right. So let's see. What else do we have? You rescue Marcus. You go back out through the same path. You go up through
At least
the,
they made it realistic. Like, yeah, let's just go back the way we came. Like, okay, cool.
and then you take the lines up to the air, the wires, be flying out of there.
Let's just do that. Yeah, infinite
Yeah.
ammo.
And
I
there's
haven't-
a nice
I've
glitch
always
there.
wanted to like try that and see like if you just don't shoot, do you die or something?
Right. I've
Because-
never tried that. I've wanted to
Yeah,
try
it's
it.
at the end of the chapter, and you'd have to like fight your way through it to like.
Didn't you tell me not to shoot
Test it.
anything once, chaps?
Did I?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you?
Maybe.
Like
Well,
shooting up?
oh,
you're
maybe I
talking
told
about?
you not to
Yeah,
shoot an
maybe.
eye shot to see like if only one person could. I don't know.
Oh,
But
I
even
didn't
then,
shoot, not the
Well,
movie.
Schwartz, when you and I did it, we did like the tap, tap, tap,
Yeah.
tap, like really
And it's
slow.
still, yeah.
It still works.
And that's why we're wondering if you can do it and not shoot at all. And if it's just
Yeah.
like
but let's say they
Does that
survive
affect-
all that point. And now they're just dangling over there. They got to be super tired right now.
Yeah.
They have like 100 pounds worth of stuff, and there's like, yeah, let's just, yeah, arm strength.
What are they eating?
Food.
No, they're not.
You don't know them.
MRUs.
Yeah, and when did they go to the bathroom too? Are you telling me they
Yeah.
the entire thing and never had to take a dump?
When does
I-
Jack
I-
Bauer Schwartz? When does Jack Bauer go to the bathroom? You have all those
Exactly,
seasons of
that's the
24
problem
showing
with
every
24,
single
yeah.
hour.
Wow, yeah.
All right. Anyways, now you've got to the top of the wire. You follow down through the dam segment. You go into a wind flare segment, which can be kind of annoying. You go inside.
It's like the left side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. You go inside the dam.
Oh, that's the wind flare that's really freaking stupid because you're like running to this place, you get to the door and like the building collapses on you, and then cutscene, everybody's all right, and we
Yeah.
just turn around and go back the way we came.
Is
Yep.
is this
What was
where
the point of this?
you get through the thing and then you're at the dam, but you're at the the power's off, and you have
Yeah.
to go shoot the wheel, then get the generators. Continue through. You get to the chain room. I thought the chain room was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool trying to like lure the
Scions.
enemies into the scions into the way of the chains.
Yeah.
That should be a thing. You should be able to like lure them and get them to go where you want.
Achievement.
Should be.
Blip blip. You continue. You eventually go across the top, go back down, get the power on, and fight a Swarmak. Which on higher difficulties, a Swarmak fight was pretty good if you didn't cheat and use Memento Mori.
Boom. Let's fight. Boom.
Yeah, it's a fantastic boss fight with that pistol. But I thought it was a pretty good boss fight on higher difficulties. Schwartz, we struggled in that room for a while when did our inconceivable / hardcore run.
That was to the point of irritation, honestly.
Yeah, but
I literally have only done it twice, legitly. So I don't even remember.
I feel like it would still be difficult, but it would be a lot more manageable on hardcore, or I'm sorry, on like higher difficulties if your bots weren't so freaking.
yeah,
useless.
we'll get into that. God, fight the Swarmak. What's after that? Honestly,
Spire?
I mean, you get out, you go up a nice long chain of ladder after ladder after ladder, fight across the courtyard, you get in and you fight the carrier for the first time. Then what's after that carrier? You continue and you go into some other building and you climb up.
It's the building, the generator?
I honestly, maybe I'm mixing some stuff up.
I think you are.
No, because Swarmak is the last thing you do until you get to
Fire, right?
then like it's you beat the Swarmak, you kill the speaker, and then boom, you meet Jinbot at Spire.
Okay, so I missed a couple things there.
Also, so I feel like this kind of illustrates
Doesn't
how lackluster the campaign is.
I got the beginning of that thing down
And it
pat.
also illustrates how the environments
Yeah.
around kind of blend together.
Yeah,
I mean,
they did.
It's pretty samey after a while.
I mean, I like how it looks, but it's samey.
And honestly, that last town is you fight through, you defend, you get robots. End of game.
Yeah.
The last defense segment, some of the checkpoints... Actually, the checkpoints on there weren't that bad. Some of them were...
The last one?
The last one was just the two carriers.
It was...
The one that...
Well, yeah, that one, but the one before it sucked.
The one before that did suck. There was a lot of fighting and then some snatchers.
You're talking about when you're doing
The defense.
the defense thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second defense.
Second to last defense checkpoint kind of sucked. But, yeah, so that covers the campaign. Do we have anything else to say about Gears 4 campaign?
I'm sure I do. But
Well, okay, there's more to talk about with mechanics and AI and stuff like that. But as far as the story goes, what about Gears 5?
I would not be surprised if the